All right, hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel, and thank you so much for taking your own time out to check out this live stream. Yeah, we're back for Hangout and Chat, and I hope you like the Back to the Future wallpaper that is in the kind of square behind me there. It is a picture of the DeLorean, but you kind of can't really see it. But anyway, yeah, thank you for choosing to spend your Saturday night with me. Yeah, I had to just check that and make sure it was a Saturday, because otherwise I had to rename the live stream. But yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. If you're watching live, leave a comment in the live chat section. Say hello, ask me a question. We are going to get on some guests tonight as well, and I can't wait because it's just going to be a fun time. And without further ado, let's get on my guest for the evening at this moment. And the living legend, that is Jason, the Old Millennial. Hey, Jason.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
Doing better.
Yeah, I know you've not been well the last couple of days, so I'm glad to hear that you're on the mend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, Jason, well, thanks for joining me, man. Firstly, really appreciate it as always. And for anyone who doesn't know, the link to Jason's channel is down below in the description box. So go over, subscribe to Jason, and check out his channel, or just type in Jason the Old Millennial on YouTube. So yeah, Jason, I know you were just on a live stream with Jacob, right?
Yeah. Me and Jacob and Adam.
Yeah, and how did it go? Because I was on my own live stream at the time.
I know. Well, my internet went down, so I didn't get onto it till like 30 minutes into it, and then I finally got back on.
Oh, okay.
So a little rough, but
the good old technical issues as always.
Yeah, always.
Gotta love technology, Jason. Gotta love it.
I suppose I got a DeLorean shirt.
Yeah, that is my T-shirt right there.
That's cool.
I had it for a little while, but because I was doing the Back to the Future live stream, which if you guys missed it, check out it on the channel after this. I played Power Wash Simulator Back to the Future DLC, so check that out as well. And I thought I'd come on and do a live stream tonight as well to kind of wrap up the night. And hey, what better way than have my friend Jason join me? So thank you, Jason.
Yes, always.
And what cap are we rocking today?
KU Jayhawks.
Jayhawks, nice.
They won by 2 points today.
Oh, nice. Well, great result. But nah, Jason, cool. You always got a different hat on every time I see you. So
I try to. Depending on sometimes depending on what I'm wearing, I'll try to match the hat sometimes. But
hey, doing a pretty good job. Blue with blue, yeah.
Yeah, I try to get blue and blue, red and red, and that kind of stuff.
Hey, all good, Jason. All good. Well, we've got a couple of people in the comments already. Got Playing Down Under saying hi again. Hey, man. Playing Down Under was on the video game live stream before as well. So, hey, man, hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Got Gareth Video Tasty.
Hey, Gareth.
Hey, man. Hope you're doing well, Gareth, and hope you're well. Marvel fan saying hi, Mike.
Marvel fan.
Hey, Marvel fan. Hope you're well. Playing Down Under saying hi, Jason.
Hey.
And we've got Ryan as well.
Hey,
wow,
Ryan.
One with two legends. The historian, the Beatles historian. Yeah. Good way to sum that up, I guess.
Which one's which?
Easy guess there. The guy who doesn't really fan the Beatles and the guy who loves the Beatles. Yeah, says it all. I've got cool to the fullest say, hey everyone, hey man, hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. And of course, we've got the legend,
of course, Drew.
Hey Drew, hope you're well. And we've got my brother Joe, the chosen one. Have a great stream, Mike. How did the game stream go? Totally forgot about it. We're going to watch it on catch up. Well, hey Joe, hope you're doing well. Yeah, game stream was fun. We did about an hour and 45 minutes. We cleaned we cleaned Doc Brown's van. We cleaned the DeLorean.
You cleaned it?
Cleaned the DeLorean, Jason. And we did 50% of the clock tower. So the next stream will be the clock tower and then whatever else is to clean as well. So
wow, okay. I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, feel free to watch it back and play back, Jason. Very good ASMR if you like that kind of stuff, I guess.
I've never heard of that. Cleaning a car? Or
so a Power Wash Simulator, yeah. So normally it's a game where you can clean like buildings and cars and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then when I got it, they announced like a Back to the Future DLC pack for it. So I was
said I had to get it.
I have to get that, right? Yeah, exactly. So I thought I'll do a live stream, gaming, something a little bit different as well. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. lot of fun. I appreciate anyone who tuned into that after the fact. Really, really do appreciate it. But yeah, Jason, how has your week gone so far, my friend?
It's been kind of a difficult week, somewhat. I mean, just working, and then I traveled and visited my some of my family. And then I got sick while I was visiting my family, which wasn't fun. And then I drove back home to go back to work yesterday, and that wasn't fun. And
oh man!
So hoping today and tomorrow I'll be able to rest up.
Right. Yeah, it sounds like a long week as well.
Yeah, it's kind of a long week. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate you feeling a little bit better and coming to join me on the stream as well, man. Really do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And by the way, I sent Jason a package, by the way, which you guys may not know this, but I sent Jason a package before Christmas. It's right there. And I sent him the 5th of December. The post office said, I was going to arrive within 10 working days or less. So I was like, great, you'll have it before Christmas. It didn't come to like 2 days ago, I'd like to say.
Yeah, right before I left Tuesday, I got it.
Yeah.
Before I left for my family, I was like, oh, I got the package.
But I'm glad it showed up regardless, Jason.
Yeah.
I really am.
Do you want me to open it up?
Up to you, dude, if you want to open it now or you want to open it after the stream. Up to you, my friend.
I'll open
pressure.
it now.
Sure. Go for it. Well, there you go, guys. You're going to enjoy a special unboxing of Jason.
Okay. Star Wars, the prequels, it looks like, right?
Yeah.
On Blu-ray?
On Blu-ray, my friend.
Kind of a box set.
Yeah. So I remember when I remember when you did like an unboxing of like some recent pickups. You got like Revenge of the Sith, I think, on DVD.
On DVD, I grabbed from my sister, yeah.
Right. Yeah, man, a nice six discs set and some really cool artwork as well.
Yeah, it's a nice box set kind of thing going on there.
Well, because I was going to look at getting the DVD, so you had like the two, matching for Revenge of the Sith. But I was like, I don't know if English DVDs will play in America unless you got like a multi-region player. But I know you've had an English Blu-ray I sent you before, which worked.
Right.
So I was like, right, let's hook him up with Star Wars, and at least he's got it as well.
So it's got the 3 movies, looks like, and then 3 bonus discs?
It does indeed, my friend.
Okay, so it's a lot of special features to watch. I like.
Yeah. Well, man, you always go through the special features, so...
Oh, I'm always watching special features.
Yeah.
It's cool because it comes in this nice box. I like that. I like the box.
Box is cool. I like the artwork as well.
Yeah, great artwork. I have all 3 in one. That's kind of like my other Star Wars Blu-ray. It's all 3, the original Star Wars. It's not a box like this. It's just a regular Blu-ray, but it has all 3 discs in it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if it has a bonus disc, or each disc I think probably has its own special features on it, but. Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Hey, all good, man. All good.
I don't need that Revenge of the Sith DVD now.
You got a nice Blu-ray box set. Hopefully the discs are all good and they work okay.
This is the way. This is the way. That's great.
And bear in mind, guys, this was for a Christmas present as well.
Yeah.
It came in January.
Came in January, so at least it came.
Right. We got Playing Down and says, everyone bags on the Star Wars prequels. They are my favorite.
Yeah, I saw all 3, of course, in the movie theater. 1999, that was, if I can talk about Star Wars now that you got that there. I remember just being so ecstatic for that first one, the Phantom Menace.
Right.
1999, I was a freshman in high school, so I was around 15 or so, and I never thought I'd see another Star Wars movie. And so when they said there's another Star Wars movie, I was like, oh man, I was like so excited, like sign me up, because I was such a huge fan of the originals. And man, that was one of the most exciting moments I've ever had in my life was seeing that first one in the movie theater. I remember it just being packed. I mean, it was just packed to the brim. I remember we were in like a long line, and then they opened the doors and we all just rushed in and tried to find a seat. It was like, you know, it was like The Purge or something, you know. No, not really, but it's just like everybody's just running around. It's chaotic. Like, we got to find 4 seats together because there's like 4 of us in the family or something like that. And we found 4. And yeah, I mean, I still have a lot of nostalgia for it because I think there's a lot of problems with it that's hurt the movie. Obviously, Jar Jar Binks, obviously some of the acting. But that Darth Maul fight scene, I think, still one of the best fight scenes in Star Wars.
Yeah.
I still got chills when he pulls out the lightsaber and it goes, and then it goes the other end, and you're like, what? A 2-sided lightsaber? Like, I never heard of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, legitimately, like, I think I've kind of gone away from those prequels because there's some, like I said, there's a lot of issues with them. But I think they're better than the sequels that came out recently. So I've kind of gone back and go, the prequels aren't that bad, I guess. They at least have good fights. I'll say this. The fight scenes are really good in the prequels. Probably the best fight scenes in the Star Wars.
Some of the best, yeah.
Yeah.
And you're right, yeah. I'm with you, Jason. I definitely think after these newer ones, I go back and think. I mean, I'll be honest, I've never disliked the prequels. I've always, I guess because they're the first ones I watched, then I watched the originals, so obviously the originals are better, of course.
Yeah, they're just so good, the original.
Right. But when you grow up with that, like, for example, like kids nowadays will have grown up with the new ones, so they probably appreciate them more than maybe we do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the prequels are a lot of fun. At some point in his life, Ryan will finish those movies.
What have you seen? Like 2 of them?
I'm not sure. So I know last year in January we did the Phantom Menace discussion.
Yeah.
And we were going to do one a month, but it just got sidetracked. So I definitely want to bring that back this year. So we are going to finish them, Ryan. We are going to do it, my friend.
Ryan's kind of like you in some ways. Interestingly, like he watches, 172 movies or something like that, but then he won't watch Star Wars or something. You're like, what are you doing with your life? Like, you're seeing all these very independent, low budget movies, but then it's like, you got one of the greatest movies of all time.
Hey, man, it's just his collection, like me and Ryan talk, and he's always like, look, I'm trying to sort through my collection. I'm trying to get through them as well. So he's currently on the back burner of a lot of movies. I understand. Hey, Jason, we know I haven't seen Gladiator, my friend. So,
I know.
And yeah, he said he's only seen 2 of them. He's only seen 2 for now. For now, he's only seen 2. Revenge of the Sith is the best.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Definitely an entertaining one. He said, but you got to remember the Phantom Menace was deliberately childish because of Anakin being a kid. Anyway, that's how I see it. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Of course, it's grown up. He's, of course, would be obviously, of course, he's grown up into the pod racing and stuff as well. And I think it'd be weird him as an adult being in a pod race in that first movie. Mm-hmm. It's more stakes because he's a young kid and he's against these kind of creatures and all that kind of stuff, really. So definitely get that. Ryan also said, he said, after the stream, I determined Mike can wash my car and power wash my gutters. Well, thank you, Ryan.
You did a good job.
I did a great job, apparently, Jason. Yeah. I just live in a different country. I'm sorry, my friend. Gladiator would be a great watch along. That is my intention.
Fantastic.
That is my intention. So this year, just to give you guys context, I think I've said this to Jason in private and maybe you guys, I definitely plan to do some Patreon watch parties. So if you're not part of Patreon, link down below in the description box. You can join the watch parties. I recommend movies for me to watch. So there will be some exclusive ones in there. Now we'll also be doing some YouTube watch alongs as well with guests as well. So Gladiator will definitely be one on YouTube for sure. The next one on Patreon's True Romance as well for anyone who's interested. which will be this
I
month.
mean, you would like it's an action movie, lots of beheadings, and
Okay.
lots of limbs being cut off, and but it's got some good acting, some Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, that was like the first movie I ever saw Joaquin Phoenix in, and it just blew me away. I'm like, who's this guy?
Mm.
Yeah, because he wasn't really that well known at the time, Joaquin Phoenix.
No, it wasn't.
No, because this is back in 2000, I think. Yeah.
Mm.
And you see how his career went way up after that.
Skyrocketed, yeah.
So I mean, I can't see why you wouldn't like it. I don't know.
You know what it is, Jason? It's not so much I don't think I wouldn't like the movie, because don't get me wrong, I've heard so much great stuff about it. And I don't doubt, like, if I go into it, I'm not going to go into it with all this hype that I've heard. Because straight away
Right.
I'll be like, it's going to be terrible, right?
Right.
But more the fact that it's just one of those movies I'm like, right, I want to check out at some point, but I'm not rushing to go out and watch it. In a way, like, for example, like movies on the cinema, I'll be like, I'd rather go to see it on the big screen, If they showed Gladiator on the big screen next week, I'd be like, right, I'm going next week. Or a screener, or like these terrible movies, I'm like, right, give me those kind of movies, then I'll get to the rest.
Did you ever get to watch It's a Wonderful Life?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
So the thing is, I was good because obviously they showed that at Christmas time, but I ended up working a lot of the time.
Okay.
So, well, because that day it was on Christmas Eve, so I thought, well, what a great time to check out this movie, right? I finished work at 5 o'clock that day, and the showing was at 7. But after work, I'd been up since 6 a.m. as well. But after work, we went to like Emma's mom's house for like a party, and we were there till like midnight. So that comes before the cinema, of course. So yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it this year. I will watch that movie. I promise, Jason. This year, I'm going to do it.
Okay.
I'm going to do it. I promise. I tell you what. I'm going to watch it December 1st. That's when I'm going to watch it.
Okay.
Or November 1st. My Christmas period's from November till
wait until Christmas
1st.
time.
Yeah. Well, if it's been a Christmas movie, it makes the more sense to do that.
Right.
But yeah, I will, my friend. Well, before we get to Ryan's comments, sorry, I missed out one. Got Jamie Powell here. Hey, Jamie, hope you're well.
Jamie.
Good evening, fellas. Hope you're well. Yeah, doing good.
Man.
Jason's doing better. Just finished from a 12-hour shift, the first of 5. Oh, man,
that's rough.
That is rough, and hope you're doing well, dude. I mean, thanks for tuning in.
I do 3 in a row, and that's rough, but
I do 4 in a row, so I know how you guys feel.
Yeah.
We're all in the same boat in a way, Jamie, so we understand your pain, my friend. So I hope you're doing well. He said, what's your next cinema trip? Well, I know mine, but Jason, have you got any coming up?
Gosh, I keep thinking about going to cinema, then I end up just not doing it. And either it's like I have a day off from work and I just don't want to go anywhere, and or I'm going to work, so I don't want to go anywhere. I don't know. I have a hard time finding time where I'm just like, I really want to go do something,
Right.
Because I've been wanting to go see, like, I wanted to go see Napoleon, but I never got to go around seeing that. I kind of wanted to go see The Color Purple. I kind of wanted to go see Wonka, but I just haven't gone around to getting out of the house, with everything else going on. So I don't know. We'll see.
I understand. Yeah, it's finding time as well, as you said. Especially when you just finish work after a couple of shifts, you're like, man, I just want a day off to relax.
I just want to sit in my recliner, and turn on my TV and just, vegetate,
Right, exactly. So no, I understand. So a bit like you, Jason, I missed Napoleon as well, which I heard mixed things about, I'll be honest.
Yeah, Ryan had it in his top 20. I think he had like number 12 or something like that, and that's the first time I've seen someone have it in their top, whatever. So, I still like to see it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'll be honest though, it'll probably be on streaming before long.
It might just be on streaming, at this point.
I'm guessing so. Yeah, with it not really having a massive cinema run and Oscar contention around that time, it'll be on streaming. like Saltburn's on Amazon Prime already.
Yeah. Wow.
So I mean, it's one of those. I mean, it's an Amazon movie, so it makes sense. Amazon
Yeah,
MGM, so
that's
it makes
right.
sense.
Yeah.
And of course, it brings people to their platform. It's like, wow, Saltburn on streaming. Wow, okay, cool. I'll check that out. Especially
Let's
with
see
the
that
talk
weird
about
movie.
it, of course. Yeah, I watched that for the second time last night, Jason. I'll be honest
Oh
with you.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Emma hadn't seen it and she really wanted to watch it, so we watched it and she really
Okay.
enjoyed it as well.
Okay.
I did mention in my gaming stream, I was like, yeah, we watched Saltburn last night, but there's people who hate that movie like Jason and Sin, you know?
Yeah, and Sin. Yeah, me and Sin on the
Yeah.
same page.
Yeah. Oh, good. Not for everyone, for sure. As for myself, next cinema trip, I'll be honest with you, I don't know.
Were you gonna go see Poor Things or something?
I'm hoping so, Jason. I'm hoping so. No, so Poor Things, we get that in the UK next Friday. And I think my next cinema trip might be next Thursday. I think maybe Ferrari, possibly, or Wish, because I still haven't seen that Disney Wish, and I really want to.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
Nah.
I'd be interested in Poor Things because that looks like a weird movie. So I'd be curious of your review.
Man, it's Emma Stone, so straight away, I'm there, my friend.
Yeah, I heard there's some nudity in there too.
I've heard.
It'll be interesting.
I know. Well, I'll be there, my friend. Don't worry. If there's a 9 a.m. showing, I'm going. But no, it looks like a really weird movie. It looks different as well. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we'll see.
Yeah.
But
do you like weird movies? You're kind of into. I
Yes
don't know
and
if that's
no.
the right word to say. I don't know how to say it, but it's like
I would say obscure movies,
you're
maybe
non.
experimental, I guess.
Yeah, experimental.
Okay. To answer your question, yes and no. Yes and no. Like, I mean, we've discussed already, like A24. There's a lot of those movies I dislike.
Oh, the Iron Claw. I want to see that one. Oh, that's right.
Me too. Me too. We don't get that one until early February in the UK.
Oh, okay. I said it's out here. I have to go see that.
Yeah, you guys have got it already. Yeah. But yeah, I think it depends, Jason. To answer your question, it's like I say, certain A24 movies, they're like different, and I appreciate the doing something different, but sometimes it just doesn't work. But then like Saltburn, like really worked. Like I really enjoyed it.
Right.
So it depends. It depends. Like Saltburn, of course, had the story where it made sense at the end what happened. Whereas like with Men, it's more like messaging and metaphorical and all that stuff. And I'm just like, I get it, but I'm just like, it doesn't really work. So it depends. It depends. What about you?
Generally, no. You'll see a lot of times I'll be like, this movie is too weird. Like I say that quite a bit. It's a turn off for me. Yeah, if it's a little too out there. Yeah, like Saltburn was just a little too much for me. And I'm trying to think what other movies. I'm sure there's other movies I can think about, but yeah, I don't like movies that are too weird. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get you. Okay. Well, I know, Jason, like a lot of the time, like you like movies that's just like straightforward, to the point, happy ending.
Yes.
And you're all good.
I love a happy ending. Yeah, when I don't get a happy ending, I get mad. That's
yeah.
I get mad at the movie, and then it's not good.
Man. Yeah, Jason, man, that's funny. Ryan saying about the watch parties. The other one we talked about is Spaghetti Man.
Spaghetti Man. We forgot about that one.
That will be coming this year. Don't worry, we'll do a live stream.
I watched Spaghetti Man.
Oh man, that's gonna be bad. Gladiator, yes, that is coming, my friends. A watch party of Gladiator, first time ever. It will be coming to the channel. Watch along. Drew saying, question for everyone. What do you think is Jamie Foxx's best performance? I think Ray Charles in Ray. Okay, cool question. Jason, do you have a favorite performance of Jamie Foxx?
Ray is, yeah, it's hard not to say Ray. That's so good, and he won the Oscar for it, and he totally transformed himself into Ray Charles, and he did his own piano playing, his own singing. I mean, I think Jamie Foxx is maybe the most talented actor out there. And the fact that he's got a great singing voice, like he put it on an album, and he can sing. Like he could be a singer if he wanted to be if he wanted to quit acting and be a singer. I think he could make it in the music industry. He's that good. And as an actor, he's very funny. He can do very good. He started out as a stand-up comedian, I think,
Yeah.
and he did comedy. I think he had his own sitcom, if I remember right. And he's a comedy guy, but he also does drama, like Ray. He's absolutely fantastic, and so he can do a dramatic role. He can do a comedic role. He can sing. He can play piano. I mean, he does it all. I'm always impressed by Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he's a good. Like I agree with you, Jason. He's a terrific actor. Definitely got range in his performances. I've never seen Ray.
I was gonna say you probably haven't seen it though.
I don't get me wrong. I've seen the DVD cover so many times. It's always the one I've wanted to watch. Don't get me wrong. Definitely do want to check out that movie at some point. But like you, Jason, I've heard great things about it, so definitely want to. I don't know if I've seen many Jamie Foxx movies or he's been like a supporting role in those movies.
Yeah, that's true. I'd recommend Collateral. I think is really good with Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I am. I have the Steelbook.
Awesome, yeah.
But I've never seen it yet. I was given this by Ryan Swales as a gift.
Oh,
so shout out to Ryan if he's watching.
Yeah, Ryan.
But yeah, he gave me the Steelbook, and I really want to check it out because I've heard great things about it again. You know.
Oh, it's very good, and I think Jamie Foxx got an Oscar nomination for supporting actor for that role.
I think so.
Yeah, very good. There's a movie called The Kingdom, which I really like.
Heard of that?
Which has Jamie Foxx and Jennifer Gardner, Jason Bateman. Anyways, it's a really good movie as well. Those are the ones that come up on my mind, are some of my favorite Jamie Foxx performances, I would say.
No, Jason, some great picks. I say like some very big titles, popular ones as well, and ones that's well received. So, yeah, like Collateral, as you mentioned, like I've heard great things about Ray. I've heard great things. I just haven't got to them yet. But I can't answer this question because I've not really seen a lot of them, or it's been supporting roles like, I don't know, like Electro in Spider-Man, for example.
Yeah.
But
he was fine in No Way Home. Yeah, he was better.
Yeah, I mean, even in Spider-Man 2 with Garfield, like he was okay for what he was given.
Yeah,
but I can't really say that's a terrific performance. You know?
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know. But Jason gave you a good answer, so I hope you like that answer, Drew. I've got Paul as well. Hey, Paul, hope you're well, man. Thanks for tuning in. And Jamie's saying, yeah, he's all good. He used to doing it, been doing it for 14 years.
14 years.
Wow, man. That's dedication, my friend.
Yeah.
But hey, if it works for you, dude.
Hope you make good money.
Right. Hey, if it works for you, Jamie, then fair dues, man. You know, if it's good for your lifestyle, maybe, then hey, fair play to you. Playing Down Under said, I heard Wonka was really bad.
Well, if you listen to Mike's review and Elliot's review.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. So for anyone who's not seen Wonka, and I'm not going to spoil this for like spoilers or anything like that, but I think if this was its own thing, it was an adaptation of the Willy Wonka story, but it wasn't like a follow-on, a prequel, anything like that. And it was a musical. I think it works in that regard because it's an entertaining enough film, but the problem is it's a prequel to the original Willy Wonka. It doesn't look like a prequel. It looks like it was shot yesterday. And obviously, if you take it back to the 70s Willy Wonka, it doesn't fit in with that style of the movie. and it doesn't really have a lot of explanation about his upbringing, his beginnings, because he pretty much knows how to make chocolate in the movie. He doesn't explain him learning chocolate. So it depends if you take it into that account, really. But Jason really likes Willy Wonka, so I'm intrigued to hear his thoughts on Wonka when he checks it out.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of good reviews. I just heard 2 bad ones, I think, you and Elliot.
I think it depends on, I say, how you take the movie. If you detach it from a Willy Wonka story, I think you'll probably enjoy it more.
Okay.
But again, you'll see what I mean, Jason, when you see it.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Jamie Powell says, I highly recommend The Holdovers. Loved it.
Very good.
Jason, was in your top 10, right?
It was number 9 on my list, yeah. Favorite movie of the year. Paul Giamatti.
So.
Really good. It's got a Christmas feel to it. It's taken during Christmas time, but it takes place, I want to say, in the 70s or something like that, if I remember right. So it's kind of period piece, I guess, in a sense, and a little bit of comedy, a little bit of drama. I think very well written movie.
I heard great things, Jason. Yeah, and I know you really liked it. We haven't had it in the UK at the moment, I'll be honest. Okay. I know, because I heard great things, and it was like meant set around Christmas. I thought, well, it makes sense to release it at Christmas.
Yeah.
No. So I'm hoping we get it soon. I really do, because I heard great things about it. But thanks for your recommendation, no, Jamie. Ryan says, I'm going to prioritize Saltburn since you said you liked it, Mike. I watched Eileen and I liked it. One time watch probably though. Oh, okay. Okay. So me and Ryan's been talking about Eileen on messages. The movie with Anne Hathaway in came out like very end of 2023.
Oh.
Have you heard of this one, Jason?
Never heard of it.
No. Fair enough. It's got a couple of big names in it, but I know in the UK it got like a 1 week cinema release and then it just left the cinema.
Okay.
So I think Ryan was saying in America it was on like a couple of showings and that was it in like limited cinema.
As they didn't come around here in Kansas.
Fair enough. Jamie says, poo things in 3 words. Bonking bonkers brilliant.
Brilliant, yeah. I've heard it's a weird one.
Or weird, naughty, funny.
I heard it's naughty.
I've heard that as well. Yeah, Jamie, you've got me even more intrigued, my friend. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I can't wait. Playing down under saying, I want your shirt, Z. Thanks, man. I think, to be honest, I think you can get it on Amazon for like £10. If that's pretty cheap, I'll be honest with you. So, but thanks, man. Appreciate it. I've got Matt here to you. Hey, Matt. Hope you're well, man. I really enjoyed Any Given Sunday for Jamie Foxx's character was great. Jason, have you seen this one?
I haven't seen that one. I remember when it came out. About football, of course. About a, I guess, NFL team, maybe.
Okay.
With James Caan, I think, was the coach of the team. Oh. And it was kind of a time when Jamie Foxx was starting to branch out from comedy and do other stuff, from what I remember. But yeah, I haven't seen it.
No, I haven't either. I've heard the title. That was about it.
Or is it Al Pacino? No. Maybe it's Al Pacino as the coach. I might be getting that wrong. I think Al Pacino might be the coach.
Okay. Okay. I'm not sure, Jason. You know more than me with that one, so
I can't remember it, but
no, it's fair. It's fair. Well, Matt, I'm glad you enjoyed it, though, man. Glad you enjoyed it, and I'll have to check that one out as well. Say, heard the title, but that's about it, really. But Viewer Drew says, "What's your least favorite third installment in a movie franchise? For me, it's between Matrix 3 or TMNT 3."
Yeah, those are right.
Well, that's a good question, actually. Jason, if you've got an answer, go for it, man.
Yeah, those I would put X-Men 3 in there. I thought it was terrible. I think Cars 3 is terrible.
I didn't mind Cars 3.
Oh, you did?
I don't think it's fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think it was utterly terrible though. But I can understand that people don't like it though.
Yeah.
You got me stumped.
I've seen those I've seen both of those in the movie theater when it came out. Yeah, and I was so disappointed by it. Like the X-Men 3 was so disappointing. Gosh. I mean, Rise of Skywalker was not very good.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of franchises here. I'm like, what are we? Ant-Man was not very good. Ant-Man Quantumania.
Yeah, Ant-Man Quantumania was pretty terrible.
That's pretty.
Did not like that one at all.
Yeah, I know. Me and you didn't like that one. So.
I don't know. I think I'd have to have a little think and then come back to it. They're just not coming to my mind at the moment. I guess you could say Terminator 3.
Yeah, maybe Terminator 3 in there.
Again, it's not utterly terrible, but it's my least favorite out of the three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to have a think and come back to it, I think. But it's a good question, though, Drew. If I think of some, I'll let you know. Paul says Jamie Foxx's Electro was pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. He was for kind of what he was given, for sure. I don't think he was given enough movies or enough time to really develop his character. But
they totally changed the character for No Way Home.
Yeah,
he was totally different, which it worked pretty good though, I think. But
yeah, I think it did compared to him being all blue. Yeah, I think it did as well.
And just his attitude, he just seemed more of a villain type. I don't know, a major villain of that movie.
Yeah, he did. He did compared to Amazing Spider-Man 2, where he was like a nerd and stuff.
Yeah.
Plain Down says The Kingdom, great movie. Have that on Blu-ray.
Great movie.
Well, that's two people I said is great now. View Drew says Turtles 3 has its fun moments, but for me personally, it's the worst Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah, I saw that on his. He did a ranking the other day.
Is this the original Turtles 3? I'm guessing. Okay, I've not seen that one.
Their third live action movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. So I can't comment.
Yeah, it's just weird because they travel through time to, Japan during the samurai days.
Okay.
And so the whole movie, I forget how that happens. Somehow they travel through time and they're living in the samurai days, trying to figure out how to get back to their timeline or something like that. And they get involved in some, fight between villages or something. So it was just strange because it was different than the other ones. It was like, this is weird. Why are we going back in time? Like, it doesn't have any of the classic, turtle villains in it and all that.
Sounds completely wacky.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the first two. I have them on Blu-ray. I really like those original ones. I think are really well done for the time period. I know I like the suits. I like the suits over the CGI. Personally.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah. I mean, you can't beat it really, and obviously how it holds up as well in time. So, yeah, I get that. I mean, it sounds like a very interesting Turtles movie, Jason, from what you've described. But I've never seen that one. Nah, I don't know if I will.
You don't have to.
Nah. If you guys are watching live right now, feel free to leave a comment down below. We will get to them. We have got a couple here. Or if you want to join the stream, drop me a message on Facebook. See if we'll get you a part of the stream. We have got a question from Paul. And Paul says, question for everyone. Is there any really popular film that you've either never seen or seen it and didn't see what all the fuss was about?
I'm sure.
I mean, Paul, where do I start? Never. Wow. Okay. Well, I think for me, it'd probably be easier to tell a movie that I have seen and didn't see the fuss about. I think that will be easier. Well, I mentioned before, I haven't seen Gladiator, so there's one. But for me, probably Goodfellas. I think. I watched it and I thought the performances were good, but I thought it was boring. I didn't get the fuss at all. I mean, Jason, have you seen Goodfellas?
Yeah.
And what do you think?
I totally agree. I'm not a fan.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
everybody's, oh yeah, it's like everybody's like favorite movie of the year, and I'm like, it's not in my top 10 at all that year. I think it came out in 90 or 91. I think it came out. Right. Yeah, I don't know why that's so well beloved. And maybe I'm just not into gangster movies as much. I don't know.
Maybe. But I don't know.
That's a good one. I mean, that's well beloved, Mike.
But yeah, it is.
We're the same
I mean,
boat.
I like gangster movies, but that one I just couldn't get on board with. I was just bored.
Yeah, that's the way I was. You know, I'm not a fan of Raging Bull either, and that's another popular Scorsese film with De Niro. And I think it's just a little rough for me. There's some domestic violence. I don't like movies with domestic violence in it. I'm never a fan of that. I've never been a fan of Apocalypse Now, and that's hugely popular. But I don't know. It's a strange movie to me, and not a very positive. I have a problem with Vietnam War movies. I'm not overly big on Vietnam War movies.
Right.
They're a bit rough, and I don't like the way they portray American soldiers in those movies. I don't think it's very respectable. So I usually don't like Vietnam War movies, but compared to World War II movies, where I feel like there's a little more respect in them, in my opinion. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of Gone with the Wind. It's almost 4 hours long. It's too long of a movie.
Wow. Did not know that, but okay.
It's probably like 3 hours and 50 minutes or something like that. It's just way too long of a movie. And I just not into it. It's to me a depressing movie. It's not a very happy movie to watch. There's some good stuff there. There's some good acting. There's some good cinematography, good production design, but story-wise, I'm just never into it. I don't like the characters. I would say, yeah. So there's some big ones. Citizen Kane. I'm not a big fan of Citizen Kane. That's considered like the best movie of all time, and it's just an okay movie, but it's not the greatest movie of all time. I mean, anyways, that's just some thoughts of mine.
Oh, Jason, hey man, it's all good. Hey, some great thoughts as well. Like as mentioned, like some big, well-beloved titles that everyone raves about. Like you know, a fan, or like I haven't seen a lot of them. So, but like a lot of them, like Citizen Kane, yeah, you're right. Like it gets this big thing, and I'll be honest, I've got no interest to watch it. Although, as you said, it's meant to be the best movie of all time. I'm just like, nah, I'll get to it at some point.
I mean, it seems like it was groundbreaking for the time period. The storytelling was different for 1941, and yeah, the way they edited and told the story, I think, was probably different maybe at the time. But today's standards, it's nothing. It's like, okay, whatever. Like nothing really stands out to me in that movie. Gosh, I'll throw you another one out there. I hate Midnight Cowboy. And everybody loves that movie. I've heard people say that's their favorite movie of all time. And I'm like, man, it's such a sleazy movie to me, about prostitution and drug abuse, and I don't know. And it's a depressing movie that I cannot get into that one.
I'd say I don't really know much about it. Again, I've heard the title, but...
Well, it was the first movie. It was rated X when it came out, and 1969, and it won Best Picture. And it was the first X-rated. I guess it's the only X-rated movie to ever win Best Picture. It got downgraded to a rated R later on, but for 1969, it was pretty rough. I mean, because you had nudity and sexual scenes that were pretty.
Right.
In 1969, that was pretty risque, but by today's standards, it's nothing.
Right. And
I see.
I think it's tough though at times. Like you mentioned a great point, Jason. Like Citizen Kane, for example, at the time, as you're right, it was very groundbreaking. People were like, "Wow, I've never seen anything like this before."
Yeah.
Right, which is great, and I'm glad that it's got that legacy. And I don't knock anyone who likes that or loves that movie. That's cool. Again, I've not seen it, so I can't comment. But you're right. So I think sometimes watching a movie from all the way back then, and if it doesn't really hold up to like nowadays, you just think this just seems outdated.
Yeah.
It's like a first time watch,
Yeah.
And that's been some of my experience with certain movies. I'm like going back and watching them and just like it doesn't really hold up. I don't have that same appreciation that others do, and I wish I did, but I just don't. So yeah, Midnight Cowboy, as you mentioned, like back then, again, people were like, "Bro, whoa, what's this?"
Yeah.
Right. As you said, now it's like it's nothing. It's very tame compared to now.
Yeah, it's very tame.
Right. So yeah, I think it all depends. I mean, we've got some other comments, Jason, about this question. Yeah, Rise of Skywalker, that was bad. Yeah, it wasn't great. I agree. We've got Andrew. Hey, Andrew. He says, I only watched 90% of Oppenheimer. From what I saw, it was just above average. Yeah, I can agree.
I say, I don't know. Mike might like it better than me. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. I thought it was okay.
I think I was about 3.5, but that was it. Like, I think it's, don't get me wrong, I think it's a good movie. It's well made. Like, the sound design, great.
Yeah.
Acting, great.
Yeah.
And there's people who put that as the favorite movie of last year. Great. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just think in terms of, for me, like, to be my favorite movie, and Jason can probably agree with this, it has to be entertaining. It has to be one where it makes you want to rewatch it time and time again.
Right.
Like Back to the Future for me, I could go back to that movie every day and I could watch it. Right?
Yeah.
Or like Jason loves Fiddler on the Roof. He could watch that movie anytime.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer didn't have that for me. I respect it. I can respect it. It's well made, as in act and everything. I don't think anyone can knock any of that. But it's just not one where I'd be like, right, I want to sacrifice 3 hours every day of my life to watch this movie, because I don't. And I think, Jason, I guess you agree or don't agree here?
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like the climatic scene, the best scene in the movie is the atomic bomb scene, right?
Right.
But the movie keeps going on after that, and they're like, I just saw the best scene. Like, why do it? Why is there more movie left? I'm like, I just want to end it there.
I mean, it was cool for anyone who's not seen Oppenheimer. Some spoilers here. Like, I like the fact that like you got to see some consequences to what he ultimately did.
Right.
Like that part, I get why it went on more, because they also had to explain what's his actions from choosing to do this in a way, and how did that affect his life and others kind of going forward. So that bit I can get. I just don't think rewatchability factor. I can't. I don't know, Jason. Just doesn't scream out to me. Be like, right, get it on physical media, pop it in the physical media every single day and watch it. Right.
No.
Whereas like again, the Back to the Future, a Toy Story, like those for me, I'd be like, right, I could watch those every day.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So yeah, I think we're both the same, Andrew. It's not just you, man. Not just you. Independence Day for Playing Down Under, about being popular film you've never seen or seen it and about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it in the movie theater, and it was huge, and I loved it when I saw it in the movie theater. Around 96, I want to say. Will Smith was kind of doing his first like action movie, it seemed like, or one of his first big budget action films, and he was really. I mean, this was Will Smith was starting to become a star. I mean, one of the big stars in the movie business. And on rewatch, I don't like the movie as much. I will agree.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jason. Yeah, I say like I enjoyed it. It's an enjoyable movie, but not one again like I'd rush to rewatch or think it's like a blockbuster epic or anything. Nah, I think we'll both agree on that one. That's just good. Viewer Drew saying, "Tell me if this is crazy. People love Spider-Man: Homecoming, but I think it's overrated." I mean, I don't think it gets hyped up. I'll be honest with you. I might be wrong.
I mean, people, I think, generally like that movie.
I like it.
See, I didn't like the movie. I thought it was boring, but I don't know. Yeah, it didn't click with me. I don't know. I don't like this whole him hanging around in high school. It's like, who cares? I want to see him go on and fight villains and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's got to be like a bit of an origin. I guess that's the whole point. It was an origin choice in school, and they kind of moved away from that in Far From Home. Obviously, the school trip, and then No Way Home finished that school arc up really.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's overrated because I don't think it's one of those that it's got so much hype and everyone would say, "Oh, it's the best Spider-Man movie ever." I've never heard no one say that ever.
Right.
Like overrated is like when we were talking before, like some big classics, like like we were talking about Gladiator, Citizen Kane, Goodfellas. Literally 10 minutes ago, when we were talking about all those big movies, those are the ones when people's like, "It's my favorite movie ever." You could maybe go into the more overrated category, I guess. Like Paul saying, not crazy at all. I did prefer the original trilogy over Tom Holland ones. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. I grew up with the Tobey Maguire ones.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Me too.
So they'll always be my favorite ones.
Okay.
Unless you can outdo them, then you'll become my favorite ones. Drew says people love Hereditary and Midsummer, but I don't like them at all. Yeah, again, it's one of those things where have you seen either of these, Jason?
No.
No. Okay. I'm not a fan of them both. I prefer Midsummer over Hereditary. But again, I think it's one of those that they try to go for fancy messaging and this elevated horror. I don't think it's really needed in certain regards. But again, I can respect anyone who loves those movies, though. Just not for me. I've got Jackson here. Hey, Jackson. Hope you well. Hey, guys. Just watched Ghost Dad.
Oh man, don't watch Bill Cosby stuff. They're not good.
Oh man. I remember watching Ghost Dad as a teenager. Wow.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember being a teenager and like enjoying it for being silly, but
right. Yeah.
I've never revisited as an adult.
Me either.
I had any desire to.
No, that's funny. Ghost Dad.
I know what an odd choice of movie to pick, Jackson.
I know, what an odd choice.
But hey, fair enough, my friend. Fair enough. And you didn't like it, so that's understandable. I got Husky and say, "Hey, Husky, hope you're well, man. What's up? Sorry I couldn't be on early birthday celebrations." Hey, oh, good Husky, happy birthday, man, as well. If it's today or tomorrow, whenever it is.
Yeah.
Hope you have a fantastic one, man, and thanks for choosing to join in as well. Appreciate it. Andrew says, "Oh yeah, and I hate, and I mean hate, Screams 5 and 6." Jason, have you seen these?
Is that the last two? I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I haven't seen any of them. So.
You haven't seen? Okay. Well, I can get Andrew. I can get completely where you're coming from. If you look at the overall Scream franchise for me, I'd go back and revisit the first 3 or 4. The 5 and 6, I haven't got any desire to go back and rewatch again. And with the news about Scream 7, everyone being fired or left the project, just kind of tarnishes 5 and 6 in a way as well.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you heard about that, Jason.
Yeah, I did hear about that. I forget who got fired, but somebody got Yeah.
Melissa Barrera got fired, and then Jenna Ortega left, and then the
Yeah.
director left as well.
Yeah, and everybody's leaving.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's a bit of a mess. Bit of a mess to say the least. So Andrew, I can understand, man. I get you. I haven't got any desire to rewatch them. Paul saying I've got to go now, so catch you soon.
Okay.
Great dreams was cool to be part of this one and Back to the Future.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, thanks for tuning in, man. I really, really appreciate it. And you can always watch the playback if you wish to as well. But thanks for tuning in, Paul. Appreciate it, dude. Have you guys heard Plane is getting a sequel called Ship?
Yeah.
I'll be there day one.
Yep.
Well, Jason, you like Plane, right?
Yes, I did like it. Yeah. It was my honorable mentions. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard quite a few people say it was an enjoyable one with Gerard Butler. Never got a chance to see it, so I don't know if it's any good or not.
Yeah, it was like the first movie I saw, I think, of the year. It came out maybe in January of last 2023 or something like that.
I think it did, yeah.
January, February. I remember it was one of the first ones I saw, and I was like, oh, all right, this is good.
I think it was a January 2023 movie, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's on Amazon Prime, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember though. But yeah, I heard pretty good things about it. Like it was like stupid, enjoyable fun anyway.
Yeah, it's just an enjoyable action movie with Gerard Butler and Mike Colter, I think, is good in it.
Right.
Yeah, so they're going to be on a ship next time, evidently.
Right.
So
it's going to be weird though, because they're going to be like, because no doubt it's getting a sequel, so it'll have a trilogy to it. It'll probably be like Plane, Ship, and then
Train, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else would it be? Bus.
I mean, what are they going to call it? Like the vehicle trilogy or something?
Exactly. That's what's so fun. Plane is the most generic name for a movie you could ever come up with. Like,
well, the thing is, when you type in on Google just Plane, the movie's not going to come up.
Yeah.
So when you type in Ship, you'll get the same thing.
Yeah. It's so
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a weird title to just have for a movie, but fair play to them.
It is.
Fair play. Something a little bit different. Husky says, are you guys a fan of Little Nicky? I know a lot of people don't like it. However, I think it's a cult classic. I've never seen Little Nicky, but of course I've heard about it. Adam Sandler. I've heard it's a pretty big movie, but no. Jason, have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's been a while.
And what do you remember?
Yeah, when I was a teenager, like I was into Adam Sandler. His very immature. What word do I want to use? It's very over the top, immature type humor. As an adult, I don't enjoy Adam Sandler's humor as much. It's a little too mature for me.
Right.
So I'll be honest.
I get you.
Like I was the biggest fan of like Waterboy and Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison, like Little Nicky. Like I was all over those movies as a teenager, but then when I when I got more into my 20s and 30s and I rewatched those movies, I'm like, these are terrible. Like, how did I like these movies? But just as I gotten older, my taste has changed, I guess. That's just me. It's too silly at times. I don't know, it's just it tries to be, gross and shocking at times, and it's like,
I think that's the thing with Adam Sandler humor, though. A lot of it's like 2000s kind of humor, and I think some of it still holds up and some doesn't, in a way. But I don't know about this one, though. I've never seen it.
Okay.
Can't comment. So maybe one day I'll check it out.
Have you seen his early stuff?
Yeah, so like Big Daddy, Mr. Deeds, Click, Wedding Singer. Yeah. I've seen that kind of stuff.
That's a decent one.
Which one?
Wedding Singer. I said it's not too bad.
I don't mind that one. Been a while, but I remember liking it. 51st Dates, so I really like that one.
That's probably my favorite one. I like 51st Dates.
Yeah. So like he's got some that like that I think still probably hold up all right. Apart from there probably some human moments that don't, I'll be honest, but some of that kind of stuff was okay, and then he just went on to like Rain Over Me as well. Like I really like that one.
Okay.
That was probably his first more serious role.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah. But yeah, and then he just had like a really down peak period, and then he kind of reinvented himself a little bit. So
yeah, I think his latest stuff has been his best stuff. Probably.
Interesting career, I will say.
Yeah,
I think the problem is for a long time is he got his own film studio. So instead of, which I don't get me wrong, I commend him for making movies, and if they make money, then fair play to him. But I think the problem is you alienate yourself because you're just like, oh, I'll just make my own movies. I'll cast myself as the main guy. I'll have like the hottest girlfriend I can have on the planet as my lead co-star.
and Rob Schneider's in every single movie.
And Rob Schneider and Kevin James all of them. So I think the problem is like that's what it became, like a stereotype of like every movie would have that tropes one after another in. They just felt the same. Whereas when he broke out and did like you mentioned like Hustlers that you saw, that's Netflix. So Netflix are in charge really of the movie. Or like Uncut Gems, A24 was in charge of the movie, so it's not him writing them. You know, again, I appreciate he's got family, he has to pay bills, and if he can make movies cheap and make them, I understand. But it definitely dampened his career, I think, doing it for too long. Andrew saying Little Nicky is funny, but no one can change my mind. Hey, fair play to you, Andrew. Fair play. If you like it, man, all good. Oh, I fancy a Popeyes now.
Popeyes effing awesome. Yeah.
Oh, man.
That was a good.
I'll have to check it out. And he said, I was watching it tonight. Hey, well, I hope you enjoyed it, Husky. Playing on down and said, I enjoyed Homecoming. I'm sorry.
I think a lot of people.
I'm with you. I think Jason wasn't huge, which is cool. But I thought it was okay. Vulture was cool with Michael Keaton. He was pretty cool. Homecoming and Far From Home are okay. Yeah, I agree. If compared to No Way Home, they're terrible. You know, if you compare the two of them to that movie. But they're okay. They're a little bit different. At least they did something different with Spider-Man, I guess. Far From Home will always be my favourite. Fair enough, Husky, yeah.
Okay.
If it works for you, it works for you. Andrew saying hate the MCU Spider-Man titles. So you don't like No Way Home, Andrew? I'm guessing. If so, wow. Okay.
The titles of the movies he doesn't like.
Oh, just the titles. Sorry, Andrew, I read it wrong. It's been a long day.
But
hate
Homecoming, Far From Home, No Way Home. Yeah, they decided to go with this home thing for some reason.
Yeah, sorry, Andrew, I read it wrong. Yeah, Jason, I agree. I don't know why it all had to have home, like the home trilogy. Why do we need a home trilogy? Is this like no creative ideas there? Just we'll have home. Okay, what else can we put in home?
What else can we put with home? Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, in all of them, apart from Far From Home, because he was in Italy, the other two, he wasn't far from home at all. Like No Way Home, he lives in New York.
Yeah,
he can go home. So a bit dumb if you think of it that way. But yes, Toby rules as Spider-Man. I agree. I like Garfield as well.
I like Garfield, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jenna Ortega was the best part of Scream 5 and 6. Now she's not returned for 7, so I'm not returning either. Fair enough, Andrea. I don't think anyone is at this rate. It's not getting made at this rate. No one's attached to the project.
Right.
It's a mess. It's a mess. He says they claimed Jenna left a long time ago, but the timing of announcement was very suspicious.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, the thing is, Jenna Ortega. She's a very like in-demand actress at the
Yeah.
moment.
Very popular at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, like Wednesday, of course, huge hit on Netflix.
Hmm.
Great series as well. I really enjoyed it. Of course, she's just wrapped Beetlejuice 2. So she's been busy doing Beetlejuice. I know she did a movie called Miller's Girl that's out this year.
Okay.
Terrence Martin Freeman in the movie. So I don't know if that was like another just like lower budget kind of, tight schedule kind of movie, I'm guessing. But still another movie that she's made at some point. Then she did X, of course, which she just seems to be in a lot of stuff constantly.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine the Scream franchise should have a lot of time for.
Yeah. My guess was she was maybe busy with other projects. Was my guess at it.
I'm thinking so. And maybe when she saw the Melissa Barrera firing, she was just. I mean, I'm not here to get into the reason why she was fired. That's not my business. That's a different thing. But I'm guessing she just kind of stood by a castmate, and it
Yeah.
makes sense as the sisters in the movie. So why would you not have one sister in the movie when it's been about them for both 5 and 6?
Hmm.
It would make no sense. So that's what I can understand as well. Jackson saying I like Plane 2, also in my honourable mentions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome, man. That's awesome, Jackson. I'm glad you liked it, my friend. I'm glad you did. I've heard it's a pretty good movie. Ryan saying, what do you guys think of a live action How to Train Your Dragon that they're making?
Hmm.
Have you seen all these, Jason?
I kind of remember them talking, or what the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I love the first movie. I have that on Blu-ray. It's one of my favorite. One, maybe my favorite Dream. If not my favorite, it's definitely one of my favorite DreamWorks movies.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just fantastic, and I don't know why we need a live action.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you, Jason. I'm with you. I think if they could maybe get like the actual, like an animatronic of the dragons,
Yeah, yeah,
like it will work because, in say 10 years' time, it will look great. Like Jurassic Park, for example, still looks great all this
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But if they use CG, which I can imagine they will, because
Oh yeah.
if you've seen it, there's plenty of dragons in those movies, it's not going to look great. So straight away, it's not gonna come off as looking good. It's gonna come off looking as like really bad and cheesy. And I don't think it's a movie that needs a live action rendition.
No, the movie's so good. I don't know why you need another one.
No, I don't think it's needed. But Hollywood money says it all.
Yeah.
So no. I mean, I'll check it out. I'll be curious to check it out, but I haven't got high hopes. I'll say that much. Playing is awesome. Leave your brain at the door and just have fun.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I've
Yeah.
heard. So I definitely will. Jackson says, "Can't wait for the prequel blimp."
Very old school.
Yeah, it probably will be. I'll be honest with you at this rate. I mean, heck, this could be like a Saw franchise for plane,
Yeah.
ship, train. I mean, I don't know, unicycle. I mean, I don't know. Any vehicle you can think of in a different category.
Yeah.
That's what these movies will become, and I don't know. I don't know. It'll be intriguing though. See if they're any good though. Ryan says, "I've unfortunately seen Little Nicky. I hated it, but his wife loves it."
Really.
Definitely different mix of opinions for sure. For sure. Yeah, some people are gonna love it, some people aren't. Like Jason, like Husky really liked it and stuff. So
Yeah. How often do you and Emma are opposite ends on a movie, or are you mostly together on a movie?
normally, that's an interesting question. Actually, I think for most part we're pretty equal. on movies. I think because like we like a lot of the same things. When it comes to movies, music we're completely different, for like 90% of the time. But movies, yeah, we're usually the same. Or like she might like it a little bit more than me, or I might like it a little bit more than her. But I don't think we've ever had one where she's hated it and I've loved it, or vice versa. I don't think we've had that experience yet. Anyway,
What we do in the shadows, right? What we do in the shadows.
Oh, well, yes and no. Yes and no. So she loves that show.
Yeah.
Loves the movies, loves the show. I watch them and it's just not my type of humor. So I can't say I hate them. It's just not for me.
Okay.
So I don't get me wrong, like I've seen like bits and pieces as like I've walked by and she's watched the TV shows, and there's been a couple of things I thought, yeah, it wasn't terrible. But ultimately I'm just like, nah, not for me. But if I sat down and watched it all, I might binge it and be like, oh, actually, hey, this is great. But at the minute, no. But it's never been where I've watched the whole thing. I've been like, it's utterly awful.
Okay.
It's not my humor, I guess. But Husky saying my favorite Adam Sandler movie is Bedtime Stories. I watched it all the time as a kid.
I like bedtime stories. That's a good one. It's more of a family. What I like about it is more family. It's more of a family film compared to most of Adam Sandler's. Is a little more raunchier. Well, Bedtime Story is not raunchy. It's one you can watch with your family, and that's what I like about that one.
It's a Disney one, right?
I think so. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be.
I've never seen it, but again, I've seen the cover quite a lot of times. Yeah. But again, because it's Disney, it's not Adam Sandler movie. It's a Disney movie. I'm pretty sure it's Disney anyway. Anger Management is his best. I like Anger Management.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah,
I love Punch Drunk Love. I know it's not a typical Adam Sandler movie, but it's still amazing comedy. I've never seen that one, but I've heard great things.
I hear good things, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've heard great things. So I'm glad you've solidified that, Jackson. And Playing Down Under also says Punch Drunk Love's awesome. Yeah. I'm gonna have to check that one out. I've heard like Andy and Mike Scott and all them talk about it, and they really like it. Uncut Gems is great. I think I got 20 minutes into that, and I was like, "Wow, how much swearing are we having in this movie?" And I think it's the movie that swears the most, or it's up there.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
I don't know if Wolf of Wall Street's number one, and then that one's pretty close to it. I think I might be wrong. If someone's watching, leave a comment, let us know.
It's always like Scorsese and Tarantino. They make the movies with the most swearing, I think, ever.
Right.
Because
it's up there anyway.
Pulp Fiction was like number one at one time, I think, and then
probably Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street might have beaten it. Yeah, I can't remember, but it was.
Well, Wolf of Wall Street non-stop. So I can imagine that's got to be number one, surely.
That could be.
I think outside of movies, Adam Sandler is a really kind and nice guy. Like Keanu.
I agree.
Yeah, Adam Sandler seems like a cool guy. Whenever I've seen like clips and stuff, he seems
very nice. He's a very family-oriented guy. He's still married to the same wife. He's been married for a little while now. Of course, raised up kids and seems to have a good relationship with everybody.
Yeah, he seems like you're right, Jason. He seems like a cool guy, and whenever you see photos of him, he's always just in like casual clothes all the time on the streets and stuff. Not in fancy clothes or anything.
No, never. And he's always playing basketball, which I always like. He's always hooping it. And
yeah, he's always playing basketball. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think he just plays with a lot of strangers as well. So yeah, he seems like just like a chill guy. Yeah, which is fair play to him. At least the success didn't go to his head or anything, which is cool.
Yeah.
Uncut Gems is my favorite movie he's in. So great.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard great things. Definitely want to check it out. At least the rest of it from what I watched that time ago. So I'll watch it though. I will check it out. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jackson. It says, did you guys get any new physical media over the holidays? Well, Jason got Star Wars, yeah.
I got Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars. Yeah, did you get any other physical media, Jason? No.
No, not besides the ones I've shown. I had couple albums I got from some friends, but
You got a lot of vinyls. You got some vinyls anyway.
I got 3 vinyls, yeah, from some friends, yeah.
Yeah, so not really physical media wise, apart from Star Wars, of course, as it should.
Yeah.
And for me, the only thing I got was, I showed Jason these last time, but I got the anime series of Race, but because only one season, like 12 episodes, but like CEX had like these really cool like collector's editions, part 1 and part 2, which come like booklets and stuff. So I picked up those. They were a bargain price, and then I mean I had the complete series anyway, but those are the better editions. So that's the only thing that I've picked up. I don't know about you, Jason, but there's been nothing that I've wanted really. Just put those back in. Yeah, nothing really that I've been desperate to get or anything like that. But yeah, Jackson, if you're watching live, if you want to join the stream, drop me a message on Facebook, man, or anyone watching live, drop me a message on Facebook, see if we can get you in, just come have a chat. I'm not sure how long we'll go live tonight, but if you want to come have a chat, let us know. MCU Spider-Man titles be like Spider-Man, I want to go home.
Go. I say homesick or
Homesick, yeah. Sick of home, homesick, I want to go home. I don't know. Anywhere but home. I don't know.
Anywhere.
I'll watch any new release with Jenna Ortega.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's a great actress.
Yeah, she's very popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fantastic actress. Definitely got a really bright future ahead of her, for sure. Miller's Girl looks really good. Yeah, it does look actually really interesting, actually. I'm not sure when that's coming out, actually, but yeah, I'm definitely intrigued in that one, Andrew. I agree. Definitely looking forward to it. The first How You Train Your Dragon made me cry.
That's so good.
Definitely an entertaining movie. For sure, yeah. One of DreamWorks highlights, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got swearing gets annoying in movies.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. I think unless it's warranted, like it really, like say, highlights a scene or how a character feels. Yeah, I think then. But when it's just unnecessary, sometimes you just feel
all the time. Yeah, it's a little much.
Yeah, I think. Husky says, "Hate me all you want, but I kind of don't like Disney movies. Maybe it's my short attention span, but I think they're really boring sometimes. I don't think there's been a time I watched Aladdin or
Okay.
Or maybe it's short attention span. I don't know. You had to rewrite it.
Okay.
I think it depends on the Disney movie.
Yeah.
As well. I don't, like, for example, like I know it's Pixar, but again, Toy Story is probably the best example I can give. It just so entertaining, quick run time. It leaves you kind of wanting more, but also at the same time, you'd be happy if it was just the one movie. It depends on your taste as well, because obviously Aladdin's got music in it, so it depends if you want music in your Disney movie or not. What do you think, Jason?
Yeah, I mean, the 90s was peak Disney and Pixar coming in into the 2000s. I guess 90s into the 2000s was, as an animation fan, like that was the best period to watch movies. Starting with the Disney Renaissance, we got the Aladdin, the Lion King, the Pocahontas, the Mulan, Hercules, Back in Notre Dame, Tarzan. That was a good run of movies for Disney. And then Toy Story coming in 1995, and then 1999 Toy Story 2, and then Bugs Life came in 97 or something. I don't know. And then you get in the 2000s, and you get Monsters Incorporated, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles. I mean, some absolutely incredible animation movies.
Right.
Then, And then
Right.
DreamWorks is coming in with Shrek at that time, and they're hitting it on with those movies were getting really popular for DreamWorks. So I mean, that was to me that was such a great period. I think it's not been great. It's not been as good lately, I think.
I agree. Sorry, Jason. I'm listening, but I agree. Yeah, I think like 90s, 2000s was at peak. I was just sending a message. That's all. Someone's come to join the stream. Yeah, I think that was like very peak, as you mentioned, like The Incredibles, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo. Definitely agree. Those were fantastic and helped elevate it. And then the recent stuff's not been as good. Like Strange World was forgettable.
And Ruby Gillman was not good. Elemental, I didn't like. I guess you liked it. I think you said.
Yeah, I thought Elemental was cool. I don't think it was utterly fantastic, but compared to Strange World, Ruby Gillman, it looked like an Oscar movie.
Yeah.
We've also got another guest joining us right now, and that is the legend. That is Jackson. Hey, man.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. Yeah, I've been watching the stream for a little bit, so yeah, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Of course, it's been a while, man. So it's good to have you back.
Yeah. No, I actually just got back to the UK yesterday for the semester after the holidays, and a little jet lagged, but doing my best to stay up late tonight so I can kind of get back to on the schedule over here. So
right. And how was your Christmas, man, and your time in America, of course?
It was awesome. I love being home, and my fiance and I, we did a little we were celebrating our 5-year anniversary, so we took a little bit of a road trip into the mountains and stayed at a friend's place up there, and yeah, it's just gorgeous. I love Colorado. So.
Oh man.
Man. Yeah, you've been over there much, Jason? Or
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. Awesome.
Yeah, you guys got mountains. We don't have mountains in Kansas, so I love it.
Kansas is pretty too, though. I've been there a couple of times, and I mean, like it's still it's maybe it's not as like obvious like with the mountains and everything, but just like the rolling hills and just like you guys get more greenery than we do. I feel like, you know, so yeah, it's pretty out there.
Yeah.
Hey, well, man. Firstly, congrats to you and your partner. 5 years. That's awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Glad to hear you had a great break over Christmas time, and cool to have you back as well.
Good to be back, yeah.
Yeah, man. And also, I think, I don't know if it was for your 5-year anniversary or maybe the day after or so, but you went to see Aquaman, because I remember you went to see the original Aquaman, right?
So our first date ever was we went to see the original Aquaman, and we were like, to bring it full circle, let's just go see Aquaman 2. We had a good time.
Yeah, it's a goofy movie, but
it is, you know, like that's what I like about both of them, is that they just like they're so committed to their silliness, you know, like they're just they're cartoons, and they kind of know they're cartoons, and yeah, I just have fun with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can be. I mean, what's your thought? Well, Jackson, while we've got you, what's your thoughts on the DCEU ending?
The ending with it, or?
Yeah, like because Aquaman's the last movie in that DC.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Because I was gonna say, like, because I liked that despite all that drama, that Aquaman 2 just kind of still felt like a standalone movie for the most part. I don't have too many thoughts on it. I mean, I kind of like, is James Gunn gonna like carry it, you know, to new things like beyond, or because I don't know. I don't follow it very much.
I don't think so. No, I think when he gets Superman Legacy next year, that's like the start of his DC universe, I'm guessing.
Right. I mean, I'm curious, I guess, to see what he does with that. But I mean, you know, I'm not weeping for the death of the DCEU too much, even though I like a fair amount of the movies in it. Like I like both of the Aquamans. I like Man of Steel. I like Zack Snyder's Justice League. So. You know, like there's a fair amount that I like in it, but there's also a fair amount that I don't like in it. So,
I think that's fair. Yeah, I would agree with you. Yeah. Jason, do you agree?
Oh yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see what he does next, though, and what happens with the DC movies. Because I think Jason Momoa said that he'd be interested in playing Lobo, which is like a villain, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I know. Wasn't he in like a Conan the Barbarian movie at one point? Or I think he was in like maybe one of the most recent ones.
Yeah.
So and he also was in Game of Thrones. So he has kind of a history of playing like anti-hero kind of characters. And yeah, I mean, playing a villain, I could definitely. He just has kind of an intimidating face, which is really funny because I've heard he's just the nicest dude in real life. But yeah.
I mean, it'll be interesting to see what he does, and yeah, but he's going to be a pretty chill dude in real life as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
He went to college and I think waited tables in my hometown of Fort Collins, Colorado.
Really?
oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Is he from Colorado or?
I think he's from Hawaii. I'm not positive about that though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Pretty cool. He had a job though in Colorado.
Yeah, for sure. I never met him. I mean, he was. I think it was probably around the time that I was like probably 5 or 6 that he was like working there. So.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to remember that really.
Yeah,
so,
What's your order? I don't know how to say it. Geez, like.
Yeah.
Geez, you're big.
Oh man. Well, the link to Jackson's channel will be down below in the description box after the live stream. But if you can't wait until then, just type in Horsetooth Cinema on YouTube and subscribe to Jackson as well. So Jackson, are you going to do a top 10 worst list? I really want to see this.
You just put down a top 10, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I did, and I did like a bunch of honorable mentions because I had so many movies that I liked this year. But I'm thinking about it. As far as worst, I actually I had a script in mind for doing a video, but lately I've just been pretty busy, and I have an exam in a few days as well. So I maybe I'll do a live stream because that's less work to like prep for and everything. So yeah, that would be something I could do.
I think with you just come back from America and stuff and traveling, like it's easier to do a stream than record and then edit.
It is. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing more of that because that's like easier to commit to, I think. Even though I still do like I've always liked editing videos and stuff like that. Like it's, yeah.
I think it's just like it depends on your schedule, right? Like for you, studying all the time, it's going to be hard to find time to record, edit.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah, for sure.
Switching your camera on like tonight, like it's pretty quick and easy and then done,
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah. And I missed the weekly live streams as well because you're doing those for a little while.
Yeah, in the summer, I was doing those a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, I that's the thing is like I'd like to again, those are kind of easier to commit to. So if I were to have like a schedule, like maybe I'll try and work that out this semester. It's tricky just with how busy I'll be, but at least fairly regularly, I'd like to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, we'll wait and see. I definitely want to see your worst list at some point, or if not, drop me a message. Tell me your worst list movies.
I'll say you predicted in the comments on my video today. You predicted one of them. So
I guessed it. I guessed it pretty quickly. Yeah.
I know. One of my favorite movies is on your worst list. I just know that.
Ooh. Which one?
Ghosted.
Yeah. That might be. I mean, but we had a little bit of that. Like I remember last year I think I had a movie that was on my favorites list that was on your worst list, like Nope, I think, and then you had a like Pinocchio or something. Like there's always like weird stuff.
Pinocchio.
Yeah, it always happens.
It always happens. Yeah.
It's always cool seeing everyone's list though, because everyone's is different.
Yeah.
You'll get some similarities usually, but a lot of the time, pretty different.
Yeah.
Like you had a couple of honorable mentions, like Passages. I know was one of them, and I didn't get a chance to see that one. So, but I've never heard anyone else talk about it. So I was like, oh wow, cool.
Yeah. I did review that one back in like a September, October, somewhere thereabouts. I just did I think it was like I mentioned it in like a live stream or something. Yeah, it's a solid little independent movie. I weirdly because I think when I first moved to London, like I found out how many theaters play movies on like 35 millimeter film, and I got to see that one on a print, and it was like a new movie, which is really, I felt like I was in the 1970s or something, where you just go to the theater and see like a new film on a print.
Right.
But, yeah.
That's a pretty cool experience, man. I didn't know they did that, but that's cool.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not super common. It was a theater that kind of specializes in cult movies, but even for them, I think it was kind of rare. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it's cool to have that variety, though. That just generic kind of big blockbusters, and those ones, the different prints and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, man, it's an experience anyway. That Passages, I don't know if it got like a general big cinema release. I think maybe a week. That was kind of about it.
I think Sam saw it, and he's in Newcastle, right?
Yeah, the cinema Sam goes to is one called Tyneside, and they usually play more very independent movies, which kind of was.
Yeah, so it probably depends on which theater you go to. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I go to Cineworld because my card's there. They don't usually get those.
Oh, makes sense. Yeah, if you want to like stay at one theater, so that way you have the membership and like prices stay down for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like if I didn't have that, I'd probably go to the cinema that Sam goes to because it's so unique and they play.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of niche movies and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to have a membership at this like. Yeah, I used to have a membership at kind of this indie theater in my hometown, and I would pay like $20 a month and get to like just go see as many movies as I want, and it was really nice. But like now that I don't live there anymore, like even when I was home in December, like I didn't renew my membership or anything. I just paid for a month because I only went to see a couple of movies or whatever. So, yeah.
Well, that makes sense when you're only there for a month, then you're back.
Exactly right.
Yeah, I get you, man. I get you. I mean, if you're not reviewing movies, or like if Jason doesn't review movies on his YouTube, I always check your guys out on Letterboxd. Every day I wake up, I'm like, right, Letterboxd. What's good movies should I be checking out?
Yeah, for sure.
Like you because you watch on like Soul Man. Was it Soul Man? Was it?
So I'm in a Discord of this like podcast that I follow, and they have a tradition where they call it Samurai January, where it's every January that they have to get the will of the samurai, the dedication to watch as many bad movies as possible. and so I've been participating for the first time. So that Soul Man was part of that.
Oh man, I'm doing that all year round, Jackson. You guys did it for 1 month. What the heck? Yeah. I've never seen Soul Man though, so I can't comment.
Ooh, I mean, it's something. I'll say that.
I promise you, Jackson and Jason, if you ever watch The Amazing Bulk, you will think those movies are Oscars compared to that.
Oh man,
the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, and that takes a lot of bad movies.
Yeah,
look this up. I don't think I've heard of this one.
It's on YouTube. It's for free as well, so you don't even have to pay, Jackson.
Okay.
You'll get 5 minutes and you'll be like, right, I'm done.
Yeah, right.
So don't get me wrong, that movie I praised it because it's obviously extremely low budget. It's like a passion project for a director. They made it all on green screen, so it's, you know what I mean. Like it's only so much that's going to look okay, right? Yeah. But oh man, it's bad.
Wow, a lot of my friends from that Discord group chat have actually watched this, so I may have to add it to the list. And
yeah.
Oh, Jackson, please do. And you'll see what I mean by it's the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't doubt you on that.
Don't get me wrong, there'll be plenty of times you'll laugh because it's that bad.
Sure.
But yeah.
I can't believe you offered that on a Pizza 12 movies to watch or something like that. I was like,
oh yeah, a lot of people did that.
Yeah. Well, like, because everyone gives like, because on those lists that I've seen, a couple of people, they give like these like absolute blockbuster classic suggestions, and I'm like, someone needs to put in some bad movies here, man. Break this up.
Yeah,
I got a couple of those. Yeah, like somebody recommended me Bad News Bears Go to Japan.
Yeah.
The what?
So the Bad News Bears. I don't know if you ever seen that. It's there's two of them. So there's the original from like the 70s
with Walter Matthau,
which I haven't seen actually. I've seen the remake. I grew up with the Richard Linklater remake, which I still like. But then there's a bunch of sequels like Bad News Bears Go to Japan is one of them, and it's got really bad reviews. But
yeah.
I've never heard of this. I'm literally looking on Google right now.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this one.
I haven't seen it for years, but I've seen the Richard Linklater remake a bunch of times, and I did grow up really liking it, so I'd recommend that. And then probably the original's good as well. But
Okay. So have you done that? Have you done a 12 movies challenge?
yeah, I have. Yeah. So I have a list of some stuff people. Jason actually sent me a title. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Jason sent me Spencer's Mountain.
Yeah.
Which I hadn't heard of, but I was immediately intrigued because it's set in like the Grand Teton Mountains, like in Wyoming, which I grew up going to. Like, I think it's one of the most beautiful places on earth. So
it's beautiful. Yeah.
Curious. Yeah.
Henry Fonda. Really good.
Oh yeah, it is Henry Fonda. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
So have you got your 12 movies, Jackson? Have you?
Yeah, I've got. Do you want to hear them or?
Yeah, go for them.
Yeah. So I've got Koyani Scotzi, which is like an experimental documentary that my friend Leon sent me. Jason recommended Spencer's Mountain. I have a friend who recommended Lars and the Real Girl with Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
Okay.
A friend of mine who's from India recommended an Indian film called The Lunchbox, which I think is some kind of romantic comedy. Lisa recommended Le Trou, which is a French prison escape movie. I've heard it's great. I haven't checked it out. Nige recommended The Choir Boys, which I don't remember. Is it a British movie? No, it's an American movie. I don't know much about it. My parents each recommended one. They recommended, my dad recommended The Omega Man. My mom recommended Marathon Man. So both man movies.
Okay.
My friend Sarah, who's a film critic, recommended Leave the World Behind, which is a new movie on Netflix. And I mentioned Bad News Bears Go to Japan. My friend Brady recommended Gummo by Harmony Korine, which I've heard is a pretty rough watch. And then my buddy Robert recommended Altered States, which is like a classic 70s sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah, I only know a couple of those titles.
Yeah. I know. I think people were going a bit obscure, which I'm kind of excited about. Yeah.
That's what I tried to do. I tried to pick something outside the box a little bit, but
yeah, because I mentioned in like when I put it out there, I was like, give me stuff I haven't seen, and people I guess were like yeah, sure, like just let's make it something that there's like a really low chance that you've seen.
Yeah.
So, and I don't think anyone recommended anything I've seen. So
okay,
that's good. That's good at least. And like Jason, I've heard of maybe a couple of those, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Gummo, I've never heard of Gummo, although I'm intrigued by that one.
Yeah. So it's the same director as Spring Breakers. I don't know if you've seen that.
I have, yeah.
Yeah. So it's so Gummo is all I know about it is that it's about a town that like previously was like ravaged by a tornado, and the town's like living in like absolute squalor and poverty ever since. And the movie's goal is basically to gross you out, I'm pretty sure, because it has like all these, like the classic poster of it is this kid in like a really dirty bathtub eating spaghetti. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comments can sound off on Gummo, but
let's have a look. Man, I'm gonna have to type it. Is that just Gummo?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. I've never heard of this ever.
Yeah.
No.
I tried to put together, feel-good hearted movies for you.
Well, I got quite a few of those, which I'm excited about. So yeah.
Man. See, Jackson, there's that challenge that you've got. Like, I think it's a great idea. People's do it. But man, I've not seen that many movies. I'm like, where do I start? It'd be so easy to pick a movie I've not seen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jason, are you going to do that challenge?
Man, I'm afraid to do that. Who knows what they would get?
I recommend you something. I'd be a nice guy. I'd recommend you something I think you'd like.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not going to recommend you Gummo, Jason.
Yeah, something like that.
I know. Recommend Jason something that's a happy ending and a nice, easy, feel-good movie.
Yeah.
Safe bet for Jason.
Ooh, I've got one. I've thought about it. I mean, I don't know if you're going to make a list, Jason, but if you are, there's an Irish. I think it's Irish. It's set in Ireland anyway. It's a comedy called Waking Ned Divine, and it's about. So it's about like a small Irish town where somebody wins the lottery from that town, but they're trying to figure out who it is, and they spend days doing it. But turns out the guy who won died of shock because like he realized he won the lottery, and he was like this really old guy, and when they find him, they all like get together and decide what they should do with the money, and like should they commit fraud to like share it with the town. It's really funny and very heartwarming, actually, surprisingly. But
that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah,
I remember that came out. I hadn't seen it, but
I think it's like 90s, like 98, something like that. Yeah,
I remember that coming out.
Yeah, I grew up for sure. Yeah,
interesting premise though.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, it's a bit different. We've got Ryan in chat also saying, he says, "Epic James Franco playing the piano in Spring." Definitely a movie for sure. It was a bit of experimental. A24, right? Was it Spring Breakers?
Yeah, it was like the first. I don't know if it was the first, but it was one of the first big like hits for A24. Yeah,
I think so. I remember that coming out. Yeah, I think I caught it later on in DVD kind of time then. But
yeah,
Ghosted was a lot of fun, but a lot of wokeness.
Was it?
I've not seen it. I don't know.
I don't remember wokeness being a thing. I thought it was.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Jason Momoa is the villain in Fast 10.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Haven't seen it yet, but
yes, and he's terrible.
I've not seen it either, Jackson, so that makes two of us. I've got no interest in those movies, I'll be honest with you.
There's a few of them I do want to see, but I haven't seen any of them yet, and I just haven't gotten around to it. But like the one that James Wan directed, like 7, I'm curious about, and I think 5 I've heard is good. There's a few of them, yeah. It's kind of like the Friday the 13th movies, like some of the sequels are good, or like really good, and then like the first one's kind of just like yeah.
I think they started to go off the deep end a little bit, and then this was meant to be the last movie. Then it got announced it was going to be a trilogy. So I don't know. It's an interesting mix. I'll say that at least
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. We've got Husky saying how long are you going to be on for? Just starting to give me a bit of pain, so I have to take a break. Hey, take a break.
Take a break when you want, man. Yeah,
take a break,
definitely. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be on for. Probably not too much longer, I'll be honest. But we're still here for maybe 5-10 minutes or so. So
yeah,
have a look. So Jackson, what is the next movie you're going to check out, man?
I have to look at my Samurai January watch list. I don't remember off the top of my head. Let me pull it up here.
Sure. Well, Jackson's having a think. Jason, what's the next movie you're going to check out?
So you're not talking about the theater, right? You're just talking about
like streaming or Blu-ray, DVD, whatever you want to do.
What am I trying? Oh, I want to check out Maestro. Is one I'm trying to check out. I want to catch up on the Oscar type movies are out right now.
Yeah.
Maestro's kind of one of the big ones that I think is going to get a lot of Oscar nominations.
Is that on Netflix yet? Or
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Too. Yeah.
It's not been on long though, I don't think, Jackson. So
no.
I've heard pretty good things, but I've also heard a couple of people say it's really boring.
Heard some say it's real boring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to check out Anatomy of a Fall. Is one
that sounds good. Yeah,
I
haven't seen that one yet.
I want to check out The Creators. One I've been wanting to check out. Yeah, there's a bunch of them, but those are some of them that I'm definitely want to watch soon.
You got a long list then, Jason. Yeah.
List. I want to see Michael J. Fox story. I still haven't watched that.
Yeah,
I really want to watch that because it's getting a lot of award consideration right now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's been on all the awards so far. It's on the short list of the BAFTAs recently, I think, and I think it's on the Golden Globes maybe, and the Critics' Choice. I think it was on their 5 documentaries of the year.
Oh wow!
So,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
It's definitely like, I mean, Jackson, have you seen that one still, the Michael J. Fox story?
I haven't yet, but I do want to. I mean, I know the general story of Michael J. Fox's life, and that's it's definitely an interesting experience to document for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. So what I'll say to you guys is this: is for someone who maybe doesn't know a lot about his story or knows like basics, this movie covers that. So to that extent, it's quite insightful. It's good to get like that from like his account and some kind of recreations and stuff. Like it's cool. Like I like that aspect of it. But if you read his autobiography, A Lucky Man, which is his first ever autobiography, like it's such an incredible book. It's not like a big book or anything either. And like he goes like really deep dive into it and behind the scenes and shows and what that was like for each of those movies and stuff. And I just feel like this didn't explore that enough. But
yeah, okay.
It depends if you. I definitely recommend the book. It's probably pretty cheap to get on Amazon used or something like that. It's honestly incredible book. And I feel like have you read it, Jason?
Yeah.
Yeah, and what did you think of the book?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's great. Especially going in depth on his Parkinson's, whatever, early set Parkinson's. I mean,
yeah. No, it's really sad. Yeah,
real sad, and how he had to hide that for so long, and yeah, it's interesting.
Did he have that like in the? Because I mean, one movie I watched from him like a few months ago was Casualties of War. Did he have it around that time, or was it later?
Yeah. What year was Casualties of War?
I want to say it was like early '90s or something like that.
I think he did, Jackson. I'll be honest.
Oh wow.
It was 89. 89.
Okay. Casualties of War. Yeah. Okay.
So no, I don't think he had it around that time. I think it was like 91 or so.
Okay. Yeah.
I'd say maybe by the time he did like
the Frighteners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He started noticing things early, like his finger wouldn't stop moving at one point. I remember that's when he first kind of knew something was wrong. And
I think it was mainly after like Back to the Future 3. That was like 89 or so, that one.
90. I think it was 90 maybe.
Yeah.
What's that movie? He did this movie where he plays a doctor. It's a pretty good movie.
Doc Hollywood?
Doc Hollywood, yeah. I feel like it was around that time. Yeah, I started noticing something.
I think it was very similar, Jason. Yeah, it was early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah.
Yeah. Casualty was, though, Jackson, great film.
I was blown away. I couldn't believe like how good it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like even then, he's great, like different, but I think it was really good.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it also helped that it was Sean Penn as well. Like,
oh man, that's an evil performance from Sean Penn. Like that's
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, man, like so I read like the trivia on that very quickly, where like the performance a lot of the time, like Michael J. Fox was generally riled up because Sean Penn would rile him up.
Yeah.
And like the director was like, do it, rile him up for the performance, and he did.
Yeah, De Palma had like kind of a like hands-off approach to actors like that. They're like, yeah, do your thing.
Yeah. I'm glad you talked to that though, because I remember we talked about that. So I'm glad you got a chance to check it out.
It was your recommendation. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I gave a good recommendation.
Yeah.
Except for maybe as in bulk, you'll hate me then.
Yeah. I think I thought of the movie that I'm gonna watch next, by the way, in my Samurai January list. Yoga Hosers. So have you seen the movie Tusk, Mike?
Yes.
So do you remember the Canadian gas station attendees, the two women?
Yeah.
Yeah, they get a spin-off movie.
A spin-off.
What? Why?
Directed by Kevin Smith. Also, all I know is it's called Yoga Hosers and it's about them and it's Canadian as hell, but I don't.
Oh man, and that's on your list of the worst movies.
That's on my list. Yeah.
Man. Who thinks that they need a spin-off movie? Oh man. Oh, not Kevin Smith, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jackson's froze, I'm not sure.
I was on us.
Sorry,
Well,
dropped out for a second.
Oh, there he is, he's back.
Yeah.
He's back. Oh man, but yeah. Kevin Smith, oh jeez, dude, that's not good.
Yeah, he's a fascinating man.
I dislike Tusk a lot, so
I do too. It's probably still my least favorite A24 film. It's down there. It'd be that or The Whale, I think, for me. But, yeah.
I still haven't seen The Whale.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought The Whale was like really like overly, like it was overly sentimental, but not in a way that I could be okay with. It was just I just didn't like its attitude towards the lead character. I thought it kind of like gawked at him and kind of like pitied him too much. Like, I mean, I understand that his situation is sad, but I think it built it up a little too much. I don't know.
Well, I've heard he's going to be like a real piece of work to his daughter or treat them bad and stuff like that and trying to make up for it. So
yeah, at the same time, like the daughter like treats him like so like cartoonishly bad as well. Like she just like from minute one, like I don't know if you've seen The Wrestler, which is another film by the same director.
Yeah.
Like in that movie, the father-daughter relationship is like really believable. Like like she's mad at him because of their history, and you kind of believe from the start, because it's kind of, starts small and then it's played up a little bit more, and you kind of really get like why she's mad. The Whale, like it's totally out of context. Like she's just yelling at him, like and calling him the worst insults you could imagine, like from the start. It's just doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I wasn't a fan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not really that believability relationship.
Yeah.
Jason, did you watch The Whale?
I still haven't watched it. I keep thinking about watching it, and I'm afraid because I just hear all these things about it, and I'm like, oh man, this sounds like a depressing movie. And
yeah,
like I think it is, Jason. Yeah,
like I don't think I'll like it, but I want to see Brendan Fraser's performance. So
I've heard good things about his performance.
It's technically a good performance, just like, but it's very like there's certain like Oscar performances where it feels like just because they, I don't know, like put on a fat suit or put on a lot of makeup or something like that mean and they did something like daring for being an actor, but it's not a great performance. I don't know. I didn't totally get the hype behind, like certainly compared to some of the other people that were nominated. Like I way prefer like Colin Farrell and Banshees of Inisherin or some other ones, but no.
Did you guys watch Killers of the Flower Moon?
Yeah, I did. I saw that in theaters a few months ago. Yep.
Oh, well, Brendan Fraser shows up at the very end, and you're like, "What's he doing here?"
He does. Yeah. He's like the lawyer. Yeah.
Yeah, he shows up as a lawyer for the last I feel like 20, 15 minutes of the movie. I'm like, Brendan Fraser's here. Like,
it's kind of like how in Oppenheimer, Rami Malek shows up for like 3 seconds. Kind of. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what's he doing here? He's like an Oscar winner, like, and he's just barely shows up. Also, what's his name? Affleck shows up for just a minute, and you're like, what's Affleck doing here in Oppenheimer?
Oh, I thought you meant in Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah,
no, sorry.
In Oppenheimer, yeah. Yeah.
There's a couple of those moments I'm like, this person seems like too big to have such a small part.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was interesting. I was like, I mean, he was fine in the movie, Brendan Fraser. He just was barely in it, and I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
because they advertised that he's in the trailer. Because the time that the trailer would have dropped would have been around the time that The Whale had come out and like had a lot of hype and stuff, and so I think they were wanting to play that up. And then he's like, it's 3 hours in the movie, we haven't seen Brendan Fraser yet.
Exactly. And the other lawyer was a big name too, if I remember right. Now I'm thinking about it. Who was the other lawyer? Was there another one?
I think there was, but I don't remember. It wasn't Jesse Plemons because he was the like investigator.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I don't
but
remember. Yeah.
but yeah, this trial happens at the end of the movie, and you're like, oh, like I'm like, why? I wish this was the movie instead of what I was watching. This is the most interesting part of the movie.
Well, I was gonna say, what do you think of the movie? Because I don't know if I've seen your log for it on Letterboxd or anything.
Oh, I gave it 2 stars. It was just
Okay.
too boring.
Sure.
I didn't really care for the. I mean, Leonardo, I thought gave a good performance, but obviously it's hard to like that character.
Yeah, no, I don't think you're meant to like. I think he's a bad dude. Yeah, for sure.
So it doesn't end very happy, and I'm just like, oh, this is just. And
well, I mean, the real story is pretty upsetting. Like it's yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah, it's not my kind of movie, and it's 3.5 hours, and
yeah, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be hard to make that a good movie for me personally.
Sure.
To me, I thought like the investigation part was the most interesting part. I'm like, I'm like, forget about Leonardo. I want to see what the FBI is doing and the trial, everything. But
I think if the book is more focused on the investigation, and I think the original script was going to be that. I think the reason that they changed it was that they felt like they weren't going to be as I think they ended up they wanted the ending to occur. Like they wanted to tie it into like how much can this true crime stuff actually do to help the Osage Nation like tell their story. And so I think that I can see their point about how like doing the traditional crime narrative would kind of undercut that. And I still like the way that they did it with like because they kind of the question that they ask is like how do you like build how they kind of deconstruct the betrayal of the Leonardo DiCaprio and Molly like their relationship, like how can that betrayal occur kind of thing. Yeah.
That's interesting. Like I've heard like a lot about it, and obviously, I mean, Jackson, what did you give it out of 5?
Well, I mean, I only do full stars, so it probably would have been like a 9 out of 10, but I gave it 5.
I think you liked it a lot.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to see it, so I can't comment. But I heard mixed things. So I heard like a lot of people giving it like 3.5, 3 stars, and then like you Jackson 5 or Jason below 3 and stuff. So yeah. I
can totally. Anybody who says the issue for them was pace and just that it's too long, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest, Jackson. Like obviously, I remember seeing the trailers. I thought the trailer looked really good, like really intriguing. Anyway, and then I saw the runtime, and I was like, do I want to dedicate myself to 3.5 hours? I'll be honest. I was like, not really. You know, I do want to at some point. Don't get me wrong. I do want to at some point, but just it didn't scream to me to be.
Yeah. Do you think it would be easier at home or like in the cinema? Because for me, I actually like seeing long movies in the cinema.
Really?
Because then it's like technically it's like you might have to wait longer to go to the bathroom or like pause, you can't pause it or whatever.
Yeah.
But at least it's kind of like there's no distractions around you. So to me as long as you're into the movie, like I don't feel it as much, but I get the other side of the argument as well.
I don't know what to. I mean, it's a good question. A bit of both, I would say. I mean, I don't get us wrong. I usually prefer seeing movies like that in the cinema. Mm-hmm. Like yourself, like I usually go to the toilet before it starts. I usually think right, it's been about an hour or 2 in the movie now. I'll have a drink now, so I don't need to go to the toilet.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just one of those, like, for example, when that was on, 3.5 hour movie or 3 hours 20, something like that. Then the trailers are about 25 minutes. So it's about 3 hours 45.
Oh, true. Yeah. I wonder if they shortened the trailer for ours because I don't remember though. It probably was like 20 minutes. Yeah.
And then in that time, I'm like, I could have like usually if I would do a cinema trip, I like seeing like 2 movies in one go normally.
Yeah. If you're there for 4 hours, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm like, I can just go see 2 movies in the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah, at some point I'll check it out. But it's cool hearing your guys forcing 2 different opinions as well.
Yeah.
Definitely intriguing here. We're going to literally wrap this up in a second, but just very quickly, Josh is here saying, "Hey guys, hey Josh, hope you well, man." Got Soph as well here saying, "Home 24 is going okay." Yeah, hey, Soph, you too. Ryan saying, "Creator should now be on Hulu." Awesome.
I think it is. Yeah.
Self-Reliance comes on Hulu on Friday, which he's got Anna Kendrick, I believe, as well. So that's interesting. And yeah, we're going to wrap up here. But thank you guys for the comments, questions. Tune in live or after the fact. Go to Jason's channel, links down below in the description, and Jackson's will be after the stream. But for now, type in Horsetooth Cinema. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you next time. See you, everyone.
See ya.